Here's something strange about human food. We drink milk from cows. We drink milk from buffaloes. We drink goat milk, sheep milk, camel milk. In some places, people even drink milk from yaks, mares, donkeys, and reindeer. But there's one animal that seems like an obvious candidate that almost nobody considers: the dog. Dogs are mammals. Female dogs produce milk. Their milk contains fat, protein, carbohydrates, vitamins, minerals, and everything a growing puppy needs. So why didn't humans turn dogs into dairy animals? Why did we look at a buffalo and say, yes, let's milk that, but look at a dog and say, no, that's the animal that sleeps on the sofa? The answer has almost nothing to do with whether dog milk contains nutrients. It comes down to one simple question: is the animal good at producing milk for humans? And dogs are terrible candidates. Let's start with the biology. A female dog produces milk after giving birth. Her mammary glands become active and provide milk for her puppies. The system works extremely well for what nature designed it to do. Puppies are born small. They grow quickly. They need energy, protein, fat, and other nutrients. So the mother produces milk specifically for them. But humans aren't supposed to be part of that system, and that's the first major difference between dogs and dairy animals. A dairy cow or buffalo can produce large quantities of milk that humans can collect efficiently. A dog produces milk primarily to feed her litter, and that's a very different arrangement. Imagine trying to collect milk from a dog. You wouldn't have a large udder hanging conveniently where a farmer can attach a milking machine. Instead, dogs have several small mammary glands arranged along the underside of the body. Puppies nurse directly from them. Each puppy can attach to a teat. They compete for access, and the mother controls the milk supply according to the needs of the litter. Now, imagine replacing those puppies with a human farmer. The whole system suddenly becomes ridiculous. The mother dog is producing milk for a relatively small period after giving birth. The puppies are already consuming it, and the amount left over for humans would be tiny. Even if you developed a system to collect it, you'd have another problem: scale. Agriculture depends heavily on scale. If you spend time feeding, breeding, housing, cleaning, handling, and milking an animal, you need enough milk to make all that worthwhile. A dairy buffalo can provide a substantial amount of milk. A dairy cow can provide even more. A dog simply doesn't compete, and that's why humans never developed a major dog dairy industry. But buffaloes are a completely different story. Buffaloes are powerful animals, but they have several characteristics that make them useful dairy livestock. They can live in groups. They can be managed by farmers. They can reproduce, and female buffaloes can produce large quantities of milk. Their udders are accessible. Their milk is rich in fat, and that milk can be turned into valuable foods. In many parts of the world, buffalo milk isn't just a drink. It's an entire food system. Think about what you can do with milk. You can ferment it. You can separate the fat. You can make butter. You can make cheese. You can make yogurt. You can make paneer. You can make sweets. You can concentrate it. You can preserve it. One animal can therefore contribute to dozens of different foods. And this is where humans become extremely clever. We didn't just domesticate animals. We built industries around what those animals produced. Once buffalo milk became common, people developed techniques for processing it. Then they developed traditions around those techniques. Then markets formed. Then entire communities began depending on dairy production. At that point, the question wasn't, could another animal produce milk? Of course it could. The question became, why would we replace an animal that already works? That's an extremely important part of agriculture. The best animal isn't necessarily the one that can produce the most interesting product. It's the animal that gives you the best combination of output, behavior, reproduction, feeding cost, handling, and reliability. Buffaloes score surprisingly well. Dogs don't. And dogs have another problem. Their relationship with humans became completely different. Dogs were domesticated for purposes that had nothing to do with dairy production. They could hunt, guard, work, protect, companion, but producing milk for humans wasn't one of their advantages. So humans never had a strong reason to turn them into dairy machines. And that's the real lesson. Humans didn't choose dairy animals simply because those animals had milk. They chose animals whose entire biology made milk production practical. Buffalo